years. How come they never asked for the reform of the Taxi and Limousine Commission? They say they defend the yellow, but the minute the medallion was going up to 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, 700, somebody there should have said stop. Put out a statement: do not buy any more medallions. Should have been a cutoff point. They let it go to 1.7. No, he's not recording. Trust me, he's not. Martínez, graba un poquito allá para que no lo asuste.
Yo estoy grabando de ti, voy para allá. No,
yo te voy a dar tiempo, porque yo te voy a dar lo bueno, porque yo me voy a tirar para allá.
Sí, pero los dos, para que es importante lo que ella va a decir. Porque ella no lo va a poner en ningún lado.
Está bien. Dímelo, go ahead.
Porque ella te va a hacer, she's asking good questions.
Yeah, she is.
Okay. Just edit me out.
No, she's a student.
It's not on you.
She's a student, so she's going to ask the right questions.
Yeah.
So.
Are you a student?
No, I used to be a student.
You're independent.
I'm independent.
Okay, go ahead, ask.
So tell
Don't
me,
be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Okay, so can you explain to me, so you feel like they should have stopped, who should have stopped the medallions?
They should put a statement out, tell the drivers, and said don't buy no more. They could have done that. It don't cost nothing to do that.
Right.
It don't cost nothing. They say, listen, 300,000 is a cutoff. That's too much money. Don't buy it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But there's a lot of greed involved. This is this is a non-profit. This is a business. They've been around 26 years. I've been around 6 years. I don't want to be around 26 years doing this. You know?
Right.
They complain about Uber, but now they're in bed with Uber. So, I mean, who do you believe? They're a non-profit. They receive funds every year, $1.5 million. You will not see them. If you do see them, let me know. You will not see them pressure a politician, attack a politician, or say, put them on the spot. You won't see that. You'll see me do that. I sit down with Richie Torres. I sat down with the mayor 2 times. I signed out with de Blasio's people. We signed out with many elected officials. They signed our petition. We got bills drafted. And this Monday that passed, we just sent a lawsuit to the commissioner. We're suing him. We sent the complaint to him, and we're letting him know that he's got to respond by July 1st. If he doesn't, we're suing him. We're taking him to court.
Okay,
so
what does the complaint say?
The complaint is about various things, but what we really want is to control the money.
Okay.
We want to control the money because Uber used to regulate the money, but in 2018, the city council passed a bill giving the TLC permission to regulate the money.
Okay.
But they're not doing it right. You got other cities that are making more.
Right.
Seattle, right. Minneapolis about to get a raise.
Right.
City council up there giving them more money, and there's no TLC with heavy regulations like we have here in the city.
Okay.
They don't have no suicides over there. We have 4 suicides over here.
Okay, so the idea is that the regulations of TLC are causing Uber drivers to not be able to make the full amount that they could make if there was no TLC.
Well, they basically told the companies keep them busy or they'll cost them.
Okay.
Now I'm trying to figure out what that means, because the way we understand it, the TLC is going to fine Uber and Lyft if they don't keep them busy.
Right.
But a city and an agency should not have the right to tell a private company how to operate their business. That's a no-no. You don't do that. And they passed that legislation, and these people, they approved of it. I was there when it passed.
Right.
I was there when it passed, but I wasn't applauding it. I was too young into the business to form an opinion. But now we know it was never good. You don't tell a private company, keep the workers busy, or if not, you're going to penalize them. Also, we got Jessica Ramos. She's a senator that used to work. She's a state senator. She used to work for 32BJ. 32BJ is a union here in the city.
Okay.
Right? You heard of them? 32BJ?
Mm-hmm.
So 32BJ is trying to create a sector of app workers. Jessica Ramos used to work for 32BJ, but they helped her become an elected official, and now she's a senator and her chair is labor. So that benefits 32BJ.
Okay.
And they come out to their rallies and all that. They rub elbows with Brad Lander, a lot of the elected officials, and they're trying to convert the app worker into an employee. And we're not. We're independent. They don't want to respect the status. And that's what we're trying to tell everybody.
Right.
And these guys are pushing bills to convert the Uber driver into an employee. I used to do Juno. I don't know if you heard of Juno. It was an app in the city. They're no longer around. I'm not a Juno driver. I'm a New York City taxi limousine driver. This is my license. It says TLC. It says TLC. We all had the same license.
Right.
You know, we say we have a quote that I created. It's called "Humans first, technology second, today, tomorrow, forever." It should always be that way.
Okay.
Now everybody's blaming each other, but if you ask me, I blame Tax and Limousine Commission because it costs us $500 to renew this license. Every 3 years, we got to pay $500 to get this renewed, right? They're not protecting it. It's devalued. Our petition calls for a cap on this license. They put a cap on the TLC license plate, but they didn't put a cap on the TLC license, the driver license, and that's what we're asking, and it's on the petition. The petition also asks for $85. 85% of each dollar earned goes to the driver, and the mayor signed that.
Right.
He's not standing by his signature and his name.
Right. So do you see any fault into or any harms that Uber could cause the driver directly? Like, walk me through, let's say hypothetically, if TLC was not regulating, do you have any concerns with Uber or with any of these technology ride taxi applications?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of technology, but we should always put humans first. We know Mayor Adams is a big opponent of technology, and you have to be careful. You can't. People who have this delusional thinking about technology is like king or something, you know. And you have to be careful because it could do so much harm, and they don't realize that. When they told in 2018, I was at that hearing and I spoke, and when they told them keep them busy or it's going to cost them, they had no idea that they were going to lock out the drivers, and that's exactly what they did.
So I think my question is, how would you recommend making sure that humans are first if there's like this issue of technology? Because right now the TLC is supposed to do that, but it's obviously there's...
The license is a moneymaker. You got to pay $250 to apply, and then you got to go through the steps and you become a driver. They put a cap on the license plate. We're asking for a cap on the driver license. So this way it could balance out, and you have 180,000 drivers and they're making money. You put a cap on the top end, and on the bottom end, when they start dropping out, you could put some more, and they could come from a waiting list and they could apply. But it's a moneymaker for the city.
Right.
And because it's over flooded, it's saturated. When you have a company like Uber or Lyft with an undispensable amount of workers, then you could abuse them. That's why deactivation is a high thing.
Right.
You could get on a trip on an Uber ride, make one complaint, and he's in trouble. He's gone.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's no way to counter that. Even with the TLC. Even with the TLC, there's no way to counter that.
Right, right. So my understanding is that you want a minimal intervention of a cap on the amount of drivers that are allowed in the city.
Protect the drivers. We want to bring value, respect. We want to bring envy. If we could do that, we'll bring envy to the license. Oh my God, you're a TLC driver. I wish I could do one. I'm on the waiting list. Oh, wait your turn. You're going to get there.
Right.
But we want those 180 that are making the trips now we want them to thrive. We're not going to become millionaires, but we want them to thrive. You know what I mean?
Right.
Then the TLC lifted a cap that was put in place, and they flooded the street with 10,000 more vehicles. So that makes it harder for Uber to respect the utilization rate and all that.
Right. Okay, I understand. So it's not that you're against an agency trying to protect the drivers from technology. You're against specifically what TLC is doing and how
we want an agency that works for the New Yorkers. It's not just taxi drivers; these are New Yorkers. So we want an agency that works for the New Yorker.
Okay.
Right? We don't want the New Yorker to be abused.
Okay.
We want the New Yorker to be protected.
Right.
And it's a city engine. We blame the city. We blame they got to regulate. They're not regulating the way it's supposed to.
Okay. And you feel like this union is not doing. It's not pushing TLC in the
They're
direction.
not. They were taking pictures with them at Gracie Mansion. They were rubbing elbows with the commissioner.
Okay.
The commissioner knows me. You know, he calls me and I call him, but I'm not going to lick his boots. We got to keep our dignity. We can't do that.
Okay, so you want a more adversarial relationship between this group and TLC?
This is a business. That's all you got to know, that this is a business. They do pass some laws. They do create some lawsuits, but they never call for the reform of the agency. We don't call for the abolishment.
Yeah.
We need an agency. We need a TLC in the city. We believe in the TLC.
Okay.
We don't ask for the abolishment of it. We want the reform of it. We want it to work for the New Yorker.
So can you tell me about what they have passed and what your critiques would be of the lawsuits and the things that they have?
The minimum wage. The minimum wage. That's one of the things that passed that's affecting us now. Brad Lander, Brightlander, they helped pass that bill. They have several bills that they passed.
Okay,
But-
and you're positive pro that bill or anti?
Like I said, it was 2018. I was just coming on,
Right.
and I didn't know. I was there. I saw what was going on. I was at City Hall. I said, I don't know. I can't comment. I don't know.
Right.
But now I know it wasn't good.
And it wasn't good because it should have been higher.
It was not good because you can't tell a company how to run its business. Understand? We have to fight against the Uber for better rates, better contracts. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're independent workers. We file a 1099.
Right.
That's what we gotta do. They're trying to treat us like employees. Man, 90% of the drivers are immigrants with a language barrier, and they treating us like we're employees when we're not. We're not employees. We got a lot of expenses,
Okay.
and that's what they're doing. And they don't want to stop it. They don't want. They're gonna make us employees, and we don't want that.
Okay.
We don't want that. And they're not being truthful because they stand with Jessica Ramos. Jessica Ramos comes out to a lot of their rallies. 32 BJ comes out to their rallies,
Right.
and it's not fair.
So can you walk me through? So if you're not an Uber driver, but you're a yellow cab driver, does that make you an employee or a contractor?
If you got this license,
Yeah.
you're an independent worker. You're independent. You're 1099. You file a 1099.
Okay.
Doesn't matter if you file yellow, green, black, Uber, or Lyft.
Right.
You could work for a base as a W-2 and you get a salary, but they provide the vehicles and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And what percent of taxi workers work for a base
Oh,
company like that?
like as W-2?
Yeah.
Oh, a small amount. I don't know, but it's very small.
Very small.
Tiny. Yeah, tiny.
Okay.
It's well known that the drivers want to be independent and stay independent. That's a well-known thing.
Right.
But Jessica Ramos is fighting that. She's trying to just create the FHV for higher volume driver into an independent, to an employee. That's what she's trying to do.
Got it.
We called her out on that. We called out the elected officials, the city council members, the committee on worker protection. We talked to Brooks Powers, chair to the transportation committee. Went from drafting bills to filing complaints to filing a lawsuit.
Right.
And we want to control the money because TLC is not doing the right job. We're losing a lot of money. We're losing drivers. We got to control the money.
Right.
Control the money.
Right.
That's their main spokesperson. She's the only one that speaks. Better be the side. We speak to her.
Okay.
But
The lady who's speaking right now?
yes, I know. I sat in her office and spoke to her for 2 hours. You know?
Yeah.
It's too loud.
Listen, they complain. Listen, they complain about Uber, but now you can go on the Uber app and order one. And I'm told I have to investigate. I'm not sure. They're not locking out the yellows, so a yellow can use the Uber app, won't get locked out, but everybody else is getting locked out.
Okay. Why do you think Uber is? Tell me about this recent lockout situation. Help me to understand the motivation on Uber's side.
This is the basics on it. The weather's getting nice. They added 10 more thousand vehicles on the road.
Okay.
People are not spending. They want to save money. Inflation is high.
Okay.
I think it's not one thing. It's 3 factors. There's 3 or more.
Okay.
Maybe there's something I don't know about, but that's enough right there.
Yeah.
The weather's nice.
Yeah.
You're only gonna get on an Uber if you're in a rush to get somewhere.
Yeah.
So ridership is down, an additional 10,000 vehicles on the road,
Right.
and inflation.
Right. Can you tell me a little bit? So you have contacts in TLC. You have contacts at the New York Workers Taxi Alliance. Do you have contacts at Uber or with Uber's?
I know
union?
Josh Gold. We emailed him. He doesn't respond.
Okay.
His name is Josh Gold. I met him once. He said he wanted to talk to me. I guess it wasn't true. 'Cause He didn't call me or nothing. I gave him my number.
Okay.
He follows me on social media.
What is his position?
I don't know. He's a representative of Uber.
Okay.
He comes out to all the hearings.
And tell me a little bit about the company union, the Uber company union.
The Uber company, Uber itself.
I feel like Uber, my understanding is that Uber has like funded a group of drivers to
Oh, you're talking IDG. You're talking about IDG.
Exactly.
The Independent Drivers Guild is funded by Uber, and they're a sham group too. And I try to work with them. I love those guys. I love these guys too. We don't have nothing personal against them, but it's the agenda, the motive, and the real issue. And the real issue is the Tax and Limousine Commission. It's 50 years old. It's not protecting us. It's like if you're a parent, right? You can't let your 5-year-old child go into the candy store. You know what's going to happen, right? gonna eat all the candy, and that's gonna be your fault, not the child's fault.
Okay.
That's what's happening.
Right.
That's exactly what's happening.
Right. So tell me, what is the issue with the company Uber? Like, tell me a little bit about what this independent drivers guild. Tell me what they're trying to push
Independent
forward.
drivers guild is a union like them. It's not a real union because independent contractors cannot form a union. So they pass themselves off as unions, but they cannot do that. It's a business. I'm telling you, it's a business. They get funded by Uber. They get donations. It's a business, and you keep it going. Now, the one that's speaking now, she probably gets 6 figures. You understand? There's a lot of nonprofits in the city. All these executives in the nonprofits, they're making 6 figures. You know, my group, I didn't sign up as a nonprofit. People tell me make it a nonprofit. I don't want to.
I think my question is, structurally, this group, the majority of its money is coming from drivers who are paying for membership.
It's coming from all kinds of places. It's not just drivers.
Do they pay membership?
Yes, they pay
Yes, they
membership.
do.
How much?
$106, I think, a year.
But my understanding is the majority of their money, salaries, and so on is
Well,
coming
I don't know the percentages, but they're not just getting it from the drivers.
Yeah, whereas the Independent Drivers Guild is
From Uber.
Is 100% from Uber. Can you tell me how you feel about funding models? Does that change anything?
Yeah, it doesn't give it credibility. People are not gonna believe you. But that doesn't. They wanted that money too. They just didn't give it to them. Everybody was sticking out their hands to get that money, but they decided to give it to the IDG.
Okay.
The machinist union. They got more members. Something about the machinist union, the affiliation or whatever. They thought it was a better idea and they gave it to them.
Okay.
But they were sticking their hands out for the money too. They're not innocent.
Okay. Okay.
That's what happened.
How do you tell me a little bit about them trying to get money from Uber?
Them?
Yeah.
Well, Uber was trying to create a union. Uber was trying to, they were deciding who to give it to,
Right.
and they gave it to IDG.
Okay.
That's all it was. It was just a decision that was made. That's all.
Okay. So it wasn't a bidding process that
No, I
they
don't
were
believe
part
so.
of. There were no conversations. that
They
you
just
know.
went with a smarter choice.
Okay.
And plus, they've been around since 26 years.
Right.
They've been around 26 years.
Right.
Do you work with them? Do you report for them?
No.
Do you know Betty B. Decide?
What?
You know the one that's speaking. Do you know her?
I do not. I'm just trying to understand more about different unions that have complicated situations in the city. I'm kind of in more of like a research mode.
You gotta understand that this is a non-profit.
Okay.
This is not a union. These are 1099 workers. They cannot form a union. There's IDG is advocating for a union. I don't know if it can happen. I have ideas for a union. I don't really care for a union.
Right.
We have the Taxi Limousine Commission. It should work for us. If it did the right thing and it worked for us, we wouldn't have to be here.
Right.
We pay fees. We pay a lot of money into the TLC. $500 to renew our license. $1,000 to almost get it. A lot of drivers, most drivers own their plates,
Right.
and they have to pay for registration, insurance, diamond stickers, inspections, all that, and then tickets. TLC makes a killing on tickets.
So can you tell me a little bit about how many drivers are a part of your group, how your funding model looks, and so on?
My group, if you go by the chat that we have, the chat group on WhatsApp, about 300, 400 drivers. And when we come out and advocate, 5 drivers come out. That's how it is. They claim to have, I think, 25,000. That's not 25,000 there.
Right.
And a lot of those are not members. They were just saying, come on out. If you're a driver, come on out. They invited me, but they won't let me speak. They won't let me speak. They will not mention a politician's name. The mayor, they won't do it. I gotta stop. I gotta do my thing.
We demand a law at the city council city agency that refuse your right to an appeal. Right now, the appeals, if Uber deactivates you and Uber decides your appeal. So what are the chances of drivers ever winning? It's unacceptable. We need real rights and justice in this industry. Uber drivers are the largest workforce in the state of New York. Uber drivers collectively serve over 700,000 people every single day. If brand Uber has become a verb, it is on the backs of the drivers. It is because of the labor of the drivers. And so, we're here to say, we have our economic demands of ending lockouts, ending deactivations, of a right to pay that's either 85% of what the passenger pays or 100% of the TLC rates, whichever amount is higher. We want retirement. We want retirement. We are here, Uber, not only thinking about the moment. You cannot lock our focus only into the moment in front of us. We see the road ahead, and that road includes our own futures. And so we demand a judgment. That is a matter of basic dignity. And we will not settle for less. So, my brothers and sisters, I am so pleased to tell you that today we are joined by many allies. And I would like to call upon some of our elected allies who are here with us today, standing in solidarity. Our first ally to greet us today is someone I first met at the City Council as the Transportation Committee Chairman. He had the backs of the drivers then. He has the hearts of the drivers today. Our Honorable State Senator John Lynn.
Driver power! Driver power! Driver power! This is a great city. What makes this city great? The drivers make New York great. Without the drivers, this city grinds to a halt. Without the drivers, New York City would not be the destination it is today. And without New York City, you wouldn't have all these big corporations around. So we need the drivers. And Barrowby has laid it out so clearly that there are lots of issues. And in this economy where workers in general are suffering and enduring harsh conditions and ever diminishing real pay, drivers are bearing most of the brunt of it. And that cannot stand, that cannot be allowed to continue. That's why we're out here today. The latest episode is one of tremendous hypocrisy and dishonesty. We're here to protest something that the drivers have been subjected to totally unfairly, unnecessarily, and unpredictably. This is the modern day equivalent of locking workers out of the workplace. For the apps to be deactivated so that the drivers can't get rides, that is absolutely unconscionable. And as Barrowby said, this is a rule that they themselves wanted just a few years ago. And in negotiations with the Taxi Workers Alliance, with the TLC's oversight, they wanted this rule. Barrowby and the Taxi Workers Alliance agreed to the rule. And now they've completely turned their backs on their own rule. We're calling out the hypocrisy. We're calling out the dishonesty. And yes, you're right, brother, it is un-American. So we're gonna do what we can. My colleagues in the State Assembly, who you'll hear from, my colleagues in the State Senate, we're gonna do what we can.
He's not a driver. He's not a driver. He has no license. He has no driver. He's a false liar. And his ID is a guy. No ID is about. So look at this guy. We don't need this guy.
Give these workers the opportunity, and don't keep making billions. Don't keep making billions off of the backs of the hard-working New Yorkers that you are exploiting. And let me tell you something, because I have been working with her with this guy for a long time. And when she talks about long memory,
The Constitution. Like my rights. I have the right to assemble. I have the right to assemble. I can move around. I can move around. What about the TLC? Huh? What about the TLC? You don't say anything about the TLC. Ask them about the commissioner. What about the TLC, huh? You was taking pictures. You was taking pictures with the commissioner. Why you worried about me? I'm by myself anyway. Yeah, what about our bills? What about our petition? What about our lawsuit? How come you don't support that? Huh? You don't support it. We call it out. La TLC. La TLC. TLC. Call out the commissioner, Eric Adams. City Council. That's who you call out. The City Council is full of Puerto Ricans, blacks, Asians, Dominicans, They didn't want you to believe it's the white man. The white man screwing us. No, it's our own people. The cop haters. Jumaane Williams, a cop hater, This is a non-profit. They get $1.5 million. 1.5. 1.5. You don't want me to speak that. Trust me, brother. You don't want me to speak that. We advocate with truth. No bullshit. No licking boots. All right? Remember that. Mohammed. TLC. Mohammed. You a bootlicker. To the commissioner. We see the pictures. If it's not Taxi Workers Alliance, it's nobody. You don't show unity. We call the bullshit out. You don't like it. You don't like that. We call the bullshit out. It's elected officials. It's not Uber. It's not Uber. They're giving them the power. They're giving them the power. It's not Uber. It's the City Council. It's the TLC. It's Eric Adams. We got a petition to reform the Taxi Limousine Commission. He signed our petition. It needs to honor his name. We call out the bullshit. We call him out too. He knows who we are. He knows. We had a meeting. We had a meeting twice. He signed a petition. He should honor his name. Eric Leroy Adams. Eric Leroy Adams. Honor your name. Honor your name. Save our city. Save our city. You can't do it. We say Trump 2024. That's what we say, Trump. That's right, baby. We say Trump. Whether you like it or not. It's not the white man. It's our own people. Es nuestra gente dominicano, el puertorriqueño, el moreno, nuestra gente. Esta unión es solamente un negocio. Eso es lo que es, un negocio. Están preocupados. They used to complain about Uber, and now you can order an Uber ride on the app, yellow, you go to a yellow cab. We call you out! Today, tomorrow, forever, we call you out! Mohammed, look, brother, no batteries, no batteries! We call you out! Falso! La culpa la tiene la TLC, el comisionado, el alcalde de Nueva York. Él tiene la culpa. Le echamos la culpa a él. We got other cities, Minneapolis, Seattle, making more than the New York driver. And that's because of the Taxi Limousine Commission. That's because of the city council members. That's because of Brad Lander, our city controller, passing bullshit bills. He He was a council member in District 39. He passed 2 bills for minimum wage. We are not minimum wage workers. We are independent contractors. We are small business owners, like the bodega, like the pizza shop. That's what we are. We filed a 1099. We got many expenses. We got many expenses. You know that, brother? You know that? You know we're independent? Sir, I'm talking to you. You know we're independent?
Sir, you and I have nothing to discuss, but I just want to keep you apart from them.
I'm not
so we don't
talking to
have
you
any-
though.
Yeah,
We're
but
New
I'm not-
Yorker. You're not
we're
even
not having
okay.
that
You're telling me you don't care.
We're not having that
You don't care.
conversation, sir.
I'll talk to you
You
here
got
anyway.
freedom of speech.
You're gonna hear it anyway. You're gonna hear it anyway.
There you go.
Right? City council hate your ass. You know that? They hate you. You know that, right? They hate you.
Just
We in there. You know Brian Mulkeen, right? From the Bronx, right? Huh? Diller, huh? I was in the council. I tell them, if you a council member and you say defund the cops, then you don't lead her. You don't lead her if you say that. Brand Line is a bootlicker to these people. Mohammed! TLC! 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 That's right, you're gonna hear it! You're gonna hear it! Bullshit union! A fake union! It's a non-profit, you want money! Money! Mohammed, how much you get paid, Mohammed? Mohammed, how much you get paid? Look at me in the face! Look at me in the face! You can't do that, right? Huh? You can't look me in the eye! Look me in the eye! Look me in the eye! You're a bullet, man. Okay, you tell me you're a bullet, that's what you are. Cuando hablan de unión, esta es la jodida que está pasando. This is what happens when they talk about unity. This is a business. This is a union that's a business. They get 1.5 million a year. That's a business, and they want to keep it going. They don't want the driver dead, and they don't want him alive. They keep him in a coma. Because that's how they can do it. That's how they do it. That lady that's speaking now, 6 figures. 6 figures. ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está? Métete ahí, engáñalo. Invitando a los políticos, ¿viste? Invitando a los políticos. Eso es lo que está haciendo. Invitando a los políticos.
We need more accountability for our company. These deactivations, they are firing. These lockouts, they are wage theft. Let's call it what it is. This is a assault on workers' rights. And you are all workers. When you are behind the wheel, you are a professional. And I don't think that there's anybody that gets in an Uber and thinks that the money is going to a billionaire in San Francisco who wants another yacht. I think they want you to get the money for the care you take in driving, for the safety you provide, and for the courtesy and respect that you provide to your passenger. Because you are professional drivers, and you deserve that respect from your employer. So at the state level, I'm going to be fighting for your rights.
Nice.
I was for that bill that has fallen apart. I am for having you recognized as full employees. And I will do whatever it takes to get us there. In the meantime, I am here fighting Uber with you from now until whenever we win. But when we fight, we win. 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 Thank you.
guarantee give you cash. Utilization rule makes the guarantee give you some money. There is a no utilization rule. There is a no money.
The commissioner. I go a lot. The social media is back there too.
¿Ellos son drivers también? Este es boricua como tú. Police is following him everywhere. Police is following him.
I'm just trying to ensure he doesn't break it.
Assemblyman Steven Rama!
Driver power! Driver power! Union power! Driver power! Union power! I'm Assemblyman Steve Raga. I represent the District 30 in Queens. That's Jackson Heights, Woodside, Elmhurst. I see some of you residents here today. I understand we got my constituents. More and more, Uber is just making sure that they're giving you less hours. And at the meantime, these lockouts are just increasing. It's absolutely wrong. We're here on the state level to make sure they respect our drivers. Your customers are getting to point A to point B.
¿Y tu cartel? ¿Y tu cartel? ¿Por qué tú eres tu cartel?
You invite the politicians we heard. Make us employees. Why you don't say nothing about that? Why you stay quiet? Why you stay quiet?
Open there.
You heard it. They said it themselves. You heard it. They don't respect the status.
Walk at about 2:15.
They don't respect the status.
Post two guys up in front of the building. Just make sure they'll see.
De la aplicación, los choferes de la TLC. Eso es lo que apoyamos. La TLC, que haga lo correcto, que paren esta compañía de abusar. Eso es lo que apoyamos. Eso es lo que apoyamos. Estas compañías abusan porque la TLC le da permiso. Le da permiso, no hace lo correcto. Tú escuchaste, Punji, tú escuchaste. Escuchaste cuando dije de employee, you didn't hear that? Ellos le dijeron, la política, I think it's Amy Gallagher. ¿Eso fue Amy Gallagher? Amy Gallagher, right? That's what they want. They want people saying that they want money. That's what they want.
Say some words in English, but also in Spanish. Thank you,
Estos bloqueos que ha hecho Uber han causado estragos en toda la comunidad de conductores. En estos momentos yo estoy sufriendo por eso, porque no tengo todo el tiempo que quisiera tener trabajo. En el momento que intento comprarlo, lo único que necesito veo en este momento conductores que hay aquí que no están trabajando, se supone que debería permitirme conectarme. Me dejó conectar, pero hace un momento no me permitía conectar, estando aquí. Incluso lo mostré a la canal de televisión. Y lo único que yo le pido a ustedes es que por favor detengan las aspiraciones de cuenta injustas, que investiguen realmente desafortunadamente. Y segundo, que detengan el bloqueo, porque hay personas que necesitan gente trabajar. Gracias a todos. Hubo que de todos los gastos operativos del vehículo corren por cuenta del conductor y toma en muchas ocasiones más del 60% de lo que paga el conductor, el pasajero.
¡No sean pendejos! ¡Oye, no sean pendejos de nadie! ¡No sean pendejos de nadie!
Brothers and sisters, all right. We're out here because we're fighters. And we're organizers.
TLC!
We have to organize more drivers. This is just the first action. Our actions will continue until we win. These lockouts are not necessary. Uber agreed to the TLC utilization
Lo están haciendo, por eso que pasaron el pago mínimo, porque nosotros supuestamente somos empleados. And now we're fucked with the lockout, right? They're not supposed to do that.
Es mejor que esté abierto, sin ningún...
Que no quiten la porquería esa. No me paguen la hora de lo que tú quieras, déjame trabajar.
Estaban ganando más. Tú lo dejas que lo dejan abierto. Si no te dan viaje, no te dan viaje. Por lo menos tú sabes que uno puede entrar, ¿entiendes? Si está un pajito suelto por ahí, te lo agarra y te lo lleva, ¿verdad? Aunque sea $5, ¿verdad?
Me encontré perdido entre los
We call out the bullshit! We are independent contractors! That's what we are! Better be decide! Better be decide! We are independent workers! We are not employees!
¿Tú por qué no abres tu cartel?
Esperando así. ¿Cómo la breca este y hace un like? Ya ves. Esto es lo que ellos quieren, nada más. Eso no está bien.
Por eso que yo digo, no seas pendejo de nadie. No, de Raul Rivera, de cualquiera, no seas pendejo de nadie. Tú tienes que escuchar, poner atención, pay attention. No seas pendejo y no seas pendeja de nadie, porque tenemos mujeres también. Don't jump. Son ratas lo que son. Malditos ratas lo que son. That's the one video. Nosotros tenemos que ser. We gotta be reporters, we gotta be editors, we gotta be advocates. Todo. We gotta advocate, we gotta edit videos, todo. Tenemos, hasta policía tenemos que ser. Coño, no estaba grabando, todo esto está pasando. Espera, vamos a sacarle el claro, vamos, mira. Vamos a sacarle el claro, ahí. Esto es unidad. Choferes unidos, eso es lo que se hace. Choferes unidos, no estamos pidiendo dinero ni nada. No estamos pidiendo dinero. El dinero va a venir. El dinero viene cuando logramos arreglar la jodienda que está pasando. Así que viene el dinero. ¿Ah? Que le den $2.50 la milla, ¿ah? $2.50 la milla, está bueno. $3 la milla. ¿Ah? Por ahí. That's where we say poverty is the worst form of violence. Poverty is the worst form of violence.
How many people are there approximately?
Here?
¿Cuánta gente aproximadamente hay aquí?
Maybe 100, 120.
Yo, Gabriel! Come here!
Drivers have the power. It is enough. Stop the abuse. Stop the noise. Stop the greed. Stop the low pay. Stop the
Lo invitan para que hablen, pero no le tiran. No le tiran al alcalde. El grupo mío tiene una queja que vamos a poner en la corte. La mandamos al comisionado el lunes.
Porque esto parece que es la corte. O sea, hicimos una huelga en La Guardia y creíamos que era para parar
Esto me pasó en 2019. Esto me pasó a mí. Yo estuve en la calle sin poder prender la aplicación. It happened to me. Esta es la segunda vez, no la primera. La segunda vez. Por el hecho,
aquí como payaso
ellos tienen poder, le pueden echar la culpa al consejo municipal, el alcalde, la TLC, no lo hacen. Ellos quieren mantener el chofer ni muerto ni vivo para cobrarle mensualmente o anualmente. Eso es un negocio, papo, eso es un negocio. Yo no pido chavo a nadie, yo no le pido chavo a nadie.
Pero tú eres chofer también.
Sí,
yo estoy oyendo lo que tú estás diciendo en español y yo digo...
A él. Graba los guapos también.
As I say, very beginning word of finance. 3,000 miles in a month, right? 30,000 miles in a year. 20 years calculated how many miles you drive. And calculated how many accidents you have. Think about it, how many voluntary service you need. Think about it, how many police officers who homeless people.
Repite lo que le dijiste a él. Repite que va para YouTube.
Ya se me fue la inspiración.
¿Pero qué? ¿Cuál es tu opinión?
No puedo.
No puedes ser. Un hombre tan guapo, bello y no puede
Me
opinar.
agarraste ya cuando me desahogué. Pero ya nosotros sabemos qué es lo que está sucediendo ya. Que ellos están haciendo una protesta. Inteligentemente dice que nos están apoyando, pidiéndole a Uber que nos quite la CAO. ¿Por qué no le piden a TLC que nos quite la CAO? ¿Por qué?
porque TLC es el que nos está haciendo el acabo a nosotros, no Uber. Entonces ellos lo hacen de una manera de que están apoyando, y todo el cuento están apoyando de que a nosotros para que nos quiten, pero no, es a TLC que le tienen que pedir que nos quite eso, porque Uber no va a hacer nada. Si TLC no nos quita, es el acabo, eso es todo. Entonces ellos que están ahí apoyando, no están apoyando nada, es pura estrategia lo que están haciendo ahí solamente. Ya, eso es todo.
Es que hoy parqueo aquí no va.
Tú eres de El Salvador.
Panamá.
Oh, es panameño. Con razón tan guapo. Bueno, gracias.
Sí, aquí no hay manera de parquear.
¿Y a Rivera se lo llevaron?
Entonces, ¿cuál es tu opinión sobre esto?
No, realmente, mi opinión es que no hay mucho apoyo, realmente. Es lamentable, pero nosotros somos un monopolio en todo esto. V hace lo que quiera, la TSC hace lo que quiera, y al final lo que más sufren son los que tienen esos carros con rentas mensuales, semanales. Eso es lo que más sufren. Entonces, ahora dicen que es TSC, y TSC dice que V, y nos tienen ahí, pero nadie está conectado a la hora que quiera. Entonces, si nosotros, según ellos, es por el problema de la acumulación de horas de enfermedad, que eso no es manera, pero ellos hacen al final mi regla lo que quieren.
Y tú eres el chofer, obvio, ¿no?
Claro que sí.
Ok, gracias. ¿Y tú cuál es tu opinión? What is your opinion then in English? ¿Y cuál es su opinión suya, dijo?
No, mi opinión es que, o sea, ciertamente tal como él dice, Uber le tira la bola a TLC y TLC le tira la bola a Uber. Al final nosotros nos estamos quedando enfermos, con carros chatarra, con los tickets que nos ponen los policías, con todos los problemas, y Uber cada vez más rico y ellos cada vez, y nosotros más pobres cada vez. Entonces, eso no es así. Alguien tiene que, o sea, tenemos que parar eso. ¿Ves? Y TLC, tratar de no hacer doble papel. ¿Ves? Porque TLC es la autoridad. No pueden decir que son esto y esto decir que son aquello. No. TLC es la que tiene que regular esto. ¿Ves? Se están tirando la bola, uno para allá, otro para acá. Y los choferes quedándonos pobres, con chatarras, enfermos, y ellos cada vez más ricos. ¿Qué pasa?
Yo tengo una idea. ¿Dónde están los dominicanos aquí? ¿Dónde están los dominicanos?
Todos somos dominicanos.
La mayoría.
Ustedes tienen, miren, no, lo que estoy hablando en serio no es un relajo. Ustedes tienen poder político. Hablen con Adriano Espaillat lo que está pasando. Vayan a una cita con él. Con la Karim Reyes. Con Karim Reyes. No, y Dani se...
No hable de Idani, que no queremos saber de Idani. Idani no.
No. Karim Reyes.
Esa gente...
Ellos cada vez más restricciones, más problemas, más restricciones, y cada vez que ponen más restricciones, más problemas para que superan.
Ese cree que nosotros no escuchamos la mega, ¿no?
Ustedes tienen poder político, dile a Adriano Espaillat. Si tú no nos apoyas, no votamos por ti.
No. Es que si no nos apoyan, nosotros le vamos a dar una lección en la urna. Lo vamos a sorprender a los demócratas que no nos apoyen en esta situación.
No, yo creo que sea el Partido Demócrata, son políticos.
I'm going to say stop the lockouts. You guys say raise our pay. Stop the lockouts!
Raise our pay!
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 Stop the lockouts!
Stop the lockouts! Stop the lockouts! Stop the lockouts! Stop the lockouts! Stop the lockouts! Stop the lockouts! Stop the lockouts! Never power! Never power! Never power!
Undemocratic. Uber, lo más ladrón que hay en esta ciudad. Uber, lo peor, lo menos democrático.
Yo estaba allá frente a la explanada, ahora vamos a seguir la marcha aquí. Vamos a seguir.
Miren los guapos aquí. ¿Y tú por qué estás aquí?
Protestando.
Ya que este cartel lo mandaste a hacer tú.
Sí, hicimos otros más, pero tocan los más suaves porque desafortunadamente decimos que estamos en
Tú eres colombiano, ¿no?
Sí, claro que sí. O sea, decimos que estamos en un país de las libertades, pero las libertades supuestamente están limitadas. Uber y Lyft nos están bloqueando últimamente. Nos dicen que supuestamente es una presión que están ejerciendo contra los drivers para no pagar los 17.50, creo que es alrededor, las horas de incapacidad que supuestamente nos iban a pagar. Y no estamos peleando básicamente por eso, porque gracias a Dios tenemos trabajo y podemos trabajar. Pero el problema es que nos están bloqueando las horas, solamente nos están dejando 2 horas en la mañana, de 7 de la mañana a 9 de la mañana nos abren la aplicación y de 5 de la tarde a 7 de la noche, que sería 4 horas diarias. Y pues relativamente nosotros nos pagan es un 10.99, nosotros somos driver independientes, no nos pagan con W2. Entonces pues si Uber y Lyft nos quiere colocar un horario y la ciudad pues que nos coloque vehículos, nos coloque beneficios, nos coloque horario, nos coloque sueldo y no estaríamos en el engaño que nos tienen hoy en día.
Pero una pregunta, la que tú sabes que lo que digo que es mi opinión es solamente mi opinión.
Sí, claro que sí.
Tú sabes que vivimos en un mundo competitivo, ¿no?
Sí.
Y nos gusta o no nos gusta, es un mundo de competencia. ¿No, tú no crees que deberían de limitar el número de licencias, el número de permisos para que así más gente y solamente dar un número limitado cada año?
Sí,
porque no creo que haga trabajo para todo el mundo.
En eso también estoy de acuerdo, porque desafortunadamente las licencias a nosotros no le han dado un valor. Creo que es algo muy complejo, porque las licencias no las han bloqueado. Nuestra licencia, entre comillas, nos la tienen es de que, o sea, entre comillas tiene un valor, pero no sé cuál es el valor, porque la siguen dando año tras año.
Pero hacen suficiente para comer, pagar su renta, pagar todas las licencias, pagar los permisos, pagar las multas, porque esta ciudad es difícil encontrar parqueo. Medio te parqueas mal y ya te cae el policía con el ticket. Entonces, ¿sacan dinero suficiente para todos esos gastos?
Sí, sacamos dinero suficiente, gracias a Dios, pero lo que pasa es que nosotros tenemos que trabajar más de las 40 horas semanales.
¿Cuántas horas?
Aproximadamente entre 50 y 60 horas. Aproximadamente. Hay personas que conozco que trabajan desde 15, 16 horas diarias porque tienen que, como tú lo acabas de decir, el seguro, los seguros, y no estoy diciendo
claro, el
mentiras,
seguro también, tiene que pagar el seguro, nada es gratis.
Puedes ir a los datos. Ahorita en febrero aprobaron a nivel nacional el 24% del incremento en todos los seguros. Entonces eso incluye los comerciales y eso incluye lógicamente para todos los estados de Estados Unidos. Entonces subieron las pólizas en este momento, están más arriba los seguros. Deberían limitar eso, lo que tocaba decir, las licencias, y también sentimos de que TLC solamente nos persigue de vez en cuando a nosotros. Cuando hay una piratería muy tenaz que se siente en Jamaica, puedes ir incluso a la Roosevelt. En la Roosevelt tú puedes encontrar demasiado vehículo pirata donde con una licencia regular y con una placa regular están haciendo nuestro trabajo. Para ellos no hay tickets, para ellos no hay ningún problema.
Entonces tú estás en el grupo de Raúl.
Sí, yo estoy con Raúl, estoy con...
¡Raúl!
Allá está Raúl. Estamos apoyando a todos.
Ok.
Pues eso básicamente.
Bueno, sí. Gracias a ti, mira. La policía está aquí. El mundo está allá.
¿No lo sube por tus redes? ¿Lo sube en las redes?
Yo lo voy a subir al rato.
Uber, shame on you. 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 Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you.
¿Qué se hizo?
Okay, live and straight.
No, they wear the
Ok, ábralo, que no lo he visto, no lo he visto. Abolish the utilization requirements.
Gabriel, ¿tuyo tiene miedo? ¿Cómo estás?
¿Ah?
¿Pero bien?
No, I think they're
Dígala.
On the outside.
¿Y tú cómo te llamas?
Uber King.
Uber King.
Háblame de esto. Hello. ¿Eso fue esto que lo mandó a hacer? Hello.
Ábrelo. Un hombre tan guapo y penoso. ¿Quién es ella? Háblame de ella. ¿Quién?
Habla de ella.
¿Quién es la muchacha de ella?
Eso tiene que ver con TLC.
¿Quién es ella? Pues háblame, pues. La gente que ve el video no sabe.
Juan Rivera. Pregúntale a Juan Rivera que está ahí.
Juan Rivera. Raúl. Oh, ¿cómo se llama ella? Selvena en Brooks Power.
Vamos a entrarnos para allá adentro también. Porque tenemos
But they should support our lawsuit, right? You know what we're going to do with the lawsuit? We want the money. We want to control the money.
you with Guzman?
NYPD.
Protect that.
NYPD.
They said it there, though. But they can take care of that later. But they said it, though. You can't say that in those values. You can't say that. You don't want to be no employee. I know that. You don't want to be no employee.
Problems before that too, yeah.
It's TLC.
Well, thanks, nice to meet you.
Shame on you! Shame on you! It's the TLC, better be the sign, you know it! Better! It's the TLC, you don't say nothing! It's the TLC! David Doe, Eric Adams, City Council! And you don't say nothing! You keep quiet on that shit! ¿Qué tú has hecho? ¿Qué tú has hecho? ¿Qué tú has hecho para venir aquí a hablar mierda en mi cara? You gonna talk shit in my face? Yo te llamé o no te llamé. Yo dije, vamos a hablar.
¿Pero quién es él? ¿Quién es él?
No sé, pregúntale. ¿Quién es él? Nobody's fighting.
No, but we don't want it to turn into that.
It's not gonna happen.
Milanes.
I know what we have to do. We're trying to keep the
You're doing it with your suit. You're doing it with your uniform. Do it with your uniform. We advocating our First Amendment right, but to assemble.
¿Pero quién es él? ¿Quién es él? ¿Quién es él?
¿Cuáles son las
Yo
propuestas
soy el
que tú
presidente
tienes?
de la Unión de Drivers Independientes de
Eres
la
un
ciudad
come
de Nueva
mierda,
York.
you a fucking bullshitter.
Ajá.
No me busques que me va a encontrar.
¿Y tú estás a favor de eso?
No me busques que me va a
¿Ah?
¿Tú estás a favor de eso?
No, yo lo que estoy en contra de Uber. Yo no estoy a favor de Juan, de Pedro, de Lucas, yo estoy en contra de Uber. Si tú estás en contra de Uber, entonces vas a luchar por las cosas que estén en contra de Uber. Eso es todo.
¿No estás en contra de TLC?
Claro, estoy en contra de TLC también.
El TLC se tiene que reformar.
Claro, tiene que haber
Entonces
una
usted-
reforma completa de TLC.
Entonces tú y él tienen que negociar.
Él no quiere. Él no quiere, él es retrógrado, él es individualista.
Ah, bueno, entonces vamos
Ese
a...
es el problema.
Yo voy a hablar con él.
Sí, ese es el problema. No,
Porque están en situaciones similares los dos. Tienen ideas similares.
Bueno, lo que pasa es que es un tema de educación y de disciplina. Sin educación y disciplina no se llega a ningún lado.
Ah, ok. Yo hablo con él, yo hablo con él.
Sí, no hay forma, tú
Yo
sabes,
hablo con él, yo hablo con él.
hay que tener educación, hay que tener formación y eso es lo que
Es
llaman.
su forma de ser, yo no le llamo de esa forma, pero...
Lamentablemente
pero
eso no
tenemos-
unifica y toda la gente necesita líderes a quienes seguir, a quienes respetar. Él no se da a respetar. Como él no respeta, no se da a respetar. Esa es la realidad. No hay nada en contra ni ninguna cosa. Yo vengo a apoyar todo esto porque esto va en contra de quien me está haciendo daño. Y el enemigo de tu enemigo es tu amigo. Eso es todo. Ahora, quien no tiene la mentalidad para analizar eso, lamentable. Lamentable.
¿Qué yo logrado? Oye, ese tipo llegó ahora y tiene los cojones de hablar mierda así. Miren el video. Increíble. Increíble. Lo llamé y no cogió el teléfono. ¿Por qué no coge el teléfono? Para hablar. ¿Cómo tú vas a pedir unidad si tú no coges el teléfono? No me vengas con esa mierda. Yo no nací anoche.
Bueno, se está acabando. Ahí está. Ok.
No sea pendejo de nadie.
¿Y este muchacho quién es?
Rivera, de nadie.
¿Y este muchacho quién es? Sí, señor.
Puggy.
Puggy, ¿cuál es tu opinión?
Tenemos que unirlo más, hacerle fuerza a la tele, tenemos que hacerle fuerza a la TLC para que quite los abusos, moratorios y la policía. No tenemos baño, no tenemos nada. La ciudad de Nueva York no hace nada por nosotros y ahora nos quiere pagar las aplicaciones, forzando a Uber a que apaguen las aplicaciones. TLC es la culpable de esto.
Tú estás enamorado con Uber, olvídate de Uber. Yo estoy hablando.
Si yo hacía $1.500 a Uber, oye, yo hacía $1.500 a Uber y ahora nada más le hago $400, $300 a Uber. ¿Quién está pidiendo dinero? Porque yo me estoy yendo por otro lado a buscarme mi chavo que tengo que pagar mi renta.
Yo entiendo.
¿Tú me entiendes? Entonces, ¿quién está pidiendo Uber? Uber está laqueando y está ayudando a los amarillos a que se muevan mejor. Es Uber. Tío,
Vete,
sí, Uber los dos están
vete a hablar con los líderes que están allá, esos líderes, ese tipo.
Ahí va toda la policía. Hay 3 jefes de policía aquí. 3 police bosses. 1, 2, 3. Diga 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23 police officers for this event. Plus the buses, 26. What? A lot of money being spent. A lot of money spent on police officers. Each police officer costs at least $20 per hour. And the buses at least $30 per hour. That's a lot of money.
Vamos a ayudarlo, un mínimo. Vamos a darle un minimum wage. Eso es lo que quieren. Tú no eres empleado, brother, tú no eres empleado. Estábamos ganando más dinero antes.
¿Y Uber qué persigue?
Uber se va a ir. Dale tiempo. Están perdiendo mucho tiempo, mucho dinero. Tarde o temprano se van a ir como Lyft, como Juno, por el concepto, la idea, el smartphone y un viaje siempre va a estar ahí por mucho tiempo. Más que Uber. Mira,
Vamos con la secreta aquí, nos están tirando la espalda.
Mira el flaco ahí con la sonrisa del flaco.
Mira,
Ya se acabó.
Tenemos una demanda que se la mandamos al comisionado el lunes. Este lunes, ¿qué pasó? Le mandamos una sobre controlar el dinero. Tú quieres controlar tu dinero, yo quiero controlar mi dinero. Si tú tienes una panadería, una bodega, un restaurante, ellos controlan el dinero. No, estamos hablando. Esto para los especiales. Tenemos todo. Estos son para los líderes.
Estos son los machos de los choferes.
Entonces, en tu percepción, ¿tú crees que Uber va a parar o va a seguir?
¿Tú estás hablando de los laqueos?
Ajá.
Claro que van a seguir, eso va a seguir hasta que no le pongan
se tiene que protestar. Yo estoy contra eso, yo lo pasé en 2019, yo estoy contra eso. Yo no estoy aquí apoyando Uber, pero estamos echando el dedo donde se tiene que echar. TLC, el Consejo Municipal.
Yo lo que te voy a decir es que no nos apoyaron. No nos apoyaron, los dominicanos no nos apoyaron. Pero no mucho. No podemos contar con los dedos así, lo que hay aquí. Y tanto que me criticaron a mí. El boli no vino. Yo estoy aquí.
¿Cómo tú te sientes haber venido? Dime, ¿cómo tú te sientes?
Mal.
Hay muchas en la cantidad de gente, la unidad, eso es buena. En los números hay la fuerza, ¿verdad? Pero tú solo puedes ir para la corte y poner una demanda. Tú no necesitas 500, tú necesitas un abogado. Eso es lo que tú necesitas, un abogado, poner la demanda, tener la queja, tener la prueba. Tenemos pruebas. Hay otro.
Nosotros vamos a ir donde Adriano es para allá.
Él firmó la petición, para que lo sepa.
Por él firmó la petición.
Hay que unirse con
Juan más, dame otro. Richard Torres la firmó. Y Dani Rodríguez la firmó. Galina Rivera la firmó. No, pero el nombre se puede usar contra ellos. Esa es su firma. Ese es tu nombre, tú tienes que apoyar tu nombre. O tú me tienes que decir a mí que tu nombre no vale nada.
Pero ¿qué pasa?
Eso es lo que tiene.
Es lo que ahí donde voy, es lo que no están viendo, que van a perder miles. Hasta ahora,
posiblemente.
Ellos lo están haciendo Uber, pero no nosotros.
Ellos no están dejando los pasajeros votados.
Ellos lo están haciendo con los choferes que ellos quieren. Lo que pasa es que es una manipulación de ellos. Porque si yo estoy conectado y todos estamos conectados, tú tienes que pagar otra hora. Que eso, allá y para allá, la porquería de horas esa, que para tú llegar a ver 20 horas de eso, tú tienes que durarle un año a ellos trabajando.
Después que comenzaron el paro, yo
30 horas con un pasajero.
Aumenté una hora. Una hora después del paro.
Tú no puedes ir 30 horas. ¿Cómo te
Una hora.
Con pasajero.
No te dejan entrar
un pasajero que te den una hora.
Mira, yo hice en Westchester County, yo hice un viaje con un Toyota Camry. ¿Tú sabes lo que me mandaron? Me mandaron un black car. Yo dije, oh shit, a black.
Lo que pasa es que los hindúes le meten a todo, mi hermano. Los hindúes y los árabes, ellos le meten a todo. Viniendo Suburban, ellos hacen eso.
Eso fue en Westchester County.
Eso, que el vecino mío. Él tiene una Suburban 2020.
¿Tú viste ese tipo? ¿Le preguntaste algo?
¿A cuál?
Ese que se llama José Lebrón.
Sí.
El tipo llegó ayer y me está criticando. ¿Qué es lo que yo he logrado? ¿Qué pasó con la propuesta que tenemos? Apoya las propuestas. Tírate el consejo municipal. Vete y pelea con los políticos para que te den una. We thank you for keeping the peace. We back the blue. We say no to Intro 586. We call up the cop haters at the city council. Giovanni Williams. Alexa Viles. We know who the cop haters are. We call them out. We need cops in the city. These guys associate with cop haters. Brian Lander, Giovanni Williams. Ask them that. Better be the side. You got a bootlicker there. Bootlicker. There's a bootlicker. Lambiendo botas. Lambiendo botas, lambón. Lambiendo botas.
I want to my people know what is the real thing, what is happening with us. Today, I ain't gonna be working together with you. I don't have any problem. Maybe one time we can see.
Be back! How you like them apples? How you like them apples? We'll be back!